It's Aaron Moses. Gang, and this video is called You Are Too Good. I think you're too good to have bad habits, man. Now, a lot of people might say, Aaron Moses, you keep on making videos for the young people, bro, but a lot of things you need to just be reminded of. You have to stay in remembrance. You gotta start at the foundation at some point. If you don't have any skills, if you don't play sports, if you never took any kind of martial art or anything like that, or you're not a spiritual person, then you probably don't understand why I'm giving you guys basic information. Sometimes you just have to be reminded of the basic stuff in life. But I do want to start this out by saying that basically the foundation of this video is, bro, your habits, your patterns dictate the direction that your life is gonna go. I was given a certain type of wisdom by my son's mother. Shout out to her. She was telling me, cause I was telling her like, we stay in Los Angeles, California, bro, in America, right? And I smoke cigarettes, which I learned. I stopped saying that. Not to say I'm a smoker, because people think of something else. But but anyways, I smoke cigarettes, which is a bad habit. And when I smoke cigarettes, I smoke them everywhere. I don't really care where I am. Now, I was telling her about my experience in downtown LA, around that Grand and Fifth, around that Hill and Fifth, smoking cigarettes where all these strange characters, niggas would be walking down the shoes with a pillow in their hand, with a blanket, with no shoes on. Did I say walking on the shoes? Walking down the street with a pillow in their hand, with a bird's nest in their hair, with all kind of shit on their face, with a blanket on their body, and it's 83 degrees outside. I'm like, man, this nigga just walked up to me, asked me if I had a cigarette. It just makes me uncomfortable. And she was like, see, have you ever noticed I don't smoke cigarettes downtown? I only smoke cigarettes in the hood or somewhere else, but not downtown. And I was like, man, you're a female, bro. You're a female and you're attractive. And when people smoke cigarettes or when people ask you for a cigarette, 9 times out of 10, they're going to linger or they want to do something weird. Me, I'm not afraid to tell a nigga no, or I can defend myself against somebody who's not all the way there. Even though I don't want to have to do that because I just don't want to. It's the thing, man. Make sure you hit that like button. But at the end of the day, you might be asking yourself, well, how come I attract all these bullshit ass niggas? Because you're a bullshit ass bitch. You're not a bullshit. You don't have any character flaws, but the fact that you have horrible habits that put you in all these interesting positions, that put you up with all these colorful people, it determines your future. You might be saying to yourself, well, ooh, I just love gangster niggas. I love thug niggas. I love street niggas. No, it's the fact that you have stupid ass habits that makes you attracted to a certain archetype that puts you in a position where guys are putting their hands on you, using up all your food stamps, like harming your children, because you do things on your own. You do things with your own time that manifests itself in a reality that we can all see. That's really what it is. It's not the fact that all niggas ain't shit. It's not the fact that you personally attract um, certain types of men. It's the things that you do on your own. It's the things that you do habitually. It's the things that you do unconsciously and subconsciously that put you in the position that give you bad relationship experiences, bro. Just like I was saying with the whole thing with me smoking cigarettes in downtown and being advised to not do that. It's not the fact that I'm just a bad person that I attract homeless people and people that talk to themselves and all kind of shady characters. It's the fact that 1 out of every 4 people in America who smoke cigarettes have mental health issues. So they're using this nicotine, they're using the breathing exercises that's inherited by smoking cigarettes to deal with their own mental health issues, whether that be depression, anxiety, borderline, well, that's not a mental, that's more of a personality disorder, schizophrenia, whatever mental health issue that they may be dealing with, they're using cigarettes to alleviate that pain or to treat that illness. So cigarettes are not inherently bad. They're bad for you, but they're not bad. But the fact that a quarter, probably more of that, would even just say 30% of people who smoke cigarettes have mental health issues. But if you're gonna put that smoke signal out, pun intended, if you're gonna let it be known that you possibly have a cigarette to donate or to sell, you're gonna attract crazy people. You're gonna attract people. 30% of those people, I probably give away about 100 cigarettes a year, a little bit less than that. But out of those 100 people, probably more than 30, especially putting myself in the proximity of the crazies in Los Angeles and Hollywood. Uh, Probably 70% of those people have some form of mental health issues. Is that my fault that they had mental health issues and they didn't want to take a shower when they walked up to me and their hands were dirty? No, it's not my fault. Is it my fault that they smoke cigarettes? No. But how can I prevent people that have mental health issues that are obviously out of their fucking mind from approaching me? You know what? All I have to do is don't smoke cigarettes, at least not in public. If I don't want people with mental health issues to approach me, guess what I should not do? Smoke cigarettes. Nah, nothing happened, man. But at the end of the day, it's your fault, bro. Why do all my girlfriends keep cheating on me? Because you're a simp. Because you're broke. Because you smoke 20 blunts in a week, but you don't do 20 push-ups in a day. Because you have these because you're addicted to being lazy, because you compulsively get on social media, because you listen to dating coaches that don't look like they could pull their own mother. You're listening to dating coaches that got lucky with the girlfriend that they had. That bitch doesn't want that nigga. He just has clout. She has a lash business and a makeup business. She's gonna be, as soon as she gets more than $100,000 in her bank, she's out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll even put this out there. Now, a bad habit of mine is, I already said I smoke, I drink a lot. And the other day at a work function that we had, I didn't have a little too much to drink at all. I only had a couple drinks. But the fact that I had a conversation that was not necessarily, I didn't say anything like overly offensive or overly like weird, but it was perceived in a way that made it seem like I was saying something that I didn't. Now, had I not been drinking, even just a smidgen, or even just a little less, that habit wouldn't have affected possibly the rest of my life, bro. The habits that you do, it's the small thing. That's what we don't understand as human beings, bro. It's really the small habits that you have. Because you do them often, they're very painless. A lot of times they're cheap, they don't cost you much financially, but they add up so much in your life, bro. If a cigarette is like 75 cents, 75 cents, I spend probably $5 a day smoking cigarettes. A pack of Newports is gonna last me 3 days, they cost $15. But that $5 could turn into something deadly in my body. It could affect my whole legacy. It could affect every cigarette that I smoke is affecting my child, bro. Cause I could be up out of here. Every time you drink water, every time you do a push-up, every time you do a sit-up, you're expanding your mind, bro. You're adding more discipline to your arsenal. You're making yourself more confident. You're making yourself more healthy. You're adding years to your life or lessening the year. I don't even know how you want to say it. But just think of it like this, dude. If you always drive crazy and you don't care about your vehicle's gonna have all kind of dents in it. You might blow a tire. You're gonna get tickets, which is gonna limit you. You might lose your license. If you treat your vehicle and it's probably clean and smells better than your home, if you could treat your vehicle like that, you make sure your vehicle has enough gas. You don't just let anybody in your vehicle, hey bro, don't drink in my car, don't smoke in my car, and don't eat in my car. But you treat your life like it's a scooter. Like, bro, you got things backwards, bro. These material things shouldn't mean that much to you. I mean, they should if you work for it, but at the end of the day, bro, what I'm trying to say is it is those little habits that you have to implement in your life. That's gonna dictate the type of relationships that you have, the boundaries that you have, the respect that you get. If you dress like a bum, then people are gonna treat you like a bum. That's a habit that you can actually change. That's gonna boost your self-esteem or lower your self-esteem. It's gonna open up opportunities or it's gonna close opportunities. If you're a dude out there and you've been down on your luck and you don't have that much experience or you feel like you're not good with speaking with women, which is horrible, but you already know, bro. You seen a female when you knew you should have, brush your teeth for a little longer or cut your facial hair, or you might be a skinny dude like me. Like, damn, if I would have just started doing push ups, like 50 push ups a day 3 weeks ago, I would have the confidence to go up to this woman and talk to her, which you should never feel like that. But you should also be doing 50 push ups every day and cleaning yourself and making sure you're well grown. And for the ladies, like, damn, if I didn't eat so much ice cream every day, and if I didn't spend all my money on stuff I don't need, maybe my man will respect me more. Maybe he wouldn't have cheated on me. And you're absolutely right. A lot of times. Now, I'm not a relationship expert or anything like that, but in a relationship, bro, I will say this. Not to say that it's your fault 100%, but if anybody cheats on you, bro, that's not 100% that person's fault, whether you're a man or a woman. It's at least 10% your fault. Probably more than that. It's probably 30%. Number one, because you picked that nigga or female. Number two, because you probably did something and you didn't see the signs and you kept doing it. And number three, um, I don't know. This is something personal, but at the end of the day, bro, you have to understand the habits, the patterns, the things that you put in your life that you allow to persist, that you do nothing about, that dictate absolutely everything that happens to you. I'm not saying that it's 100% that a man is not gonna cheat on you because you don't listen to Kevin Samuels and you want to do everything the fuck you want to do. I'm not saying that that woman is gonna cheat on you just because, or not gonna cheat on you just because you make six figures. Nigga, it's multi-millionaires and billionaires whose wives are getting dicked the fuck down by a nigga who's never made over 15, that's never been in possession of $15,000 in their goddamn life, and they're kind of stupid and they don't know how to read that well. So don't get too down on yourself. But like, people are gonna do what the fuck they're gonna do, and there's nothing that you could do about it at the end of the day. But control yourself and how you respond to shit. What I do want to say is this: you got to start with those habits. Some of my habits that I'm going to change, that's going to replace my negative habits, and you might be asking yourself, how do I stop doing the shit that I'm doing? Well, I'm not a doctor, bro, unfortunately. But I mean, it's as simple as you replacing those negative habits with positive habits, those weak emotions with strong emotions. You want to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start reflective journaling every day, which is just regular journaling. I don't even know how to call it reflective journaling. I'm going to try to read for 15 minutes every day. I'm going to listen to 2 hours of affirmations for the first 2 hours of my day. I'm going to listen to 2 hours of educational content. I'm going to let my mind wander and get that thunder on the bus and the train when I go back home every day. And I'm gonna start small. Do 20 push-ups every day. I'm starting a Muay Thai class in a couple weeks, which I'm gonna be documenting. I haven't meditated in like a month. I'm gonna try to at least meditate for 10 minutes and chant for 5 minutes. But it's those small things that separate you from big people, bro. That's the small things that you can do, the small tweaks that you need to make, that's separating your little self from your big self, man. And when it's time to be big, you got to start small. And like Andre Taylor said, bro, shout out to Andre Taylor, man, aka Gorgeous Dre, one of my favorite YouTubers, my favorite politician in the world. I think he got this from his father, rest in peace, Mel Taylor. If you're not big, you're small. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to start small, to end up being big. If you're not big, you're small. And just like my own father said, sometimes you got to take shit if you want to be this shit. And who better than to give you some shit to do than you? Shit. But it is what it is. It's not what it's not, man. I want you to comment some. Don't even think about them as goals, because goals, that word goals is an intimidating word. What are some habits that you're going to implement? Now, a habit that's going to directly go against what the drinking and the smoking is. The Muay Thai classes are gonna cost a pretty penny. They're gonna cost less than I spend on drinking, but it's not. I'm not gonna be able to drink and smoke as much because I'm not gonna have the availability, number one, and the currency to be able to fund that particular habit. As far as me feeling lonely, of course, I'm gonna have self care. I'm gonna be journaling, and I'm gonna educate myself, and I'm gonna be socializing with going to those different classes and doing certain things. But for a lot of bad habits that I have something to replace that. As far as me, I don't even remember. This video is not about me, but Aaron Moses, how do I implement these habits? I would say the first thing that you need to do is you need to actually write the shit down, and you need to look for affirmations on YouTube on what you need to do. As far as if you're lazy, listen to some affirmations that will combat your laziness. If you don't talk, if you don't socialize, listen to, even if you don't feel like you have social anxiety, listen to some affirmations that combat social anxiety. Even, I'm telling you, even if you don't feel like you have social anxiety, listen to social anxiety, anti-social anxiety affirmations. If you feel like you're broke and you can't afford to do any kind of treatment as far as like doing self-care, or even if you want to go back to church and you don't have enough money to go to church, listen to some money affirmations. Whatever there is that you need, even if it's so simple as, well, just hit me up. But I would have to say start there. Listen to 15 minutes of affirmations every day. Don't start too big. If the affirmation is 8 hours, don't listen to the whole 8 hours during your shift at Walmart, bro. Do 15 minutes, because that's how a lot of people crash and burn. Something that I learned about myself. It's called homeostasis. Homeostasis means that you're naturally going back to balance. So if you put your mind, body, and soul in shock, if you make sure you like this video, because I'm giving y'all a lot of game, um, and I didn't get this for free either. So let's say, well, an example of homeostasis is, I am, just relax, bro. Don't distract me right now. An example of homeostasis is if it's cold outside and your body shivers. Your body is shivering in response to the coldness to warm itself up, to get itself to a natural body temperature. When people start to implement new daily habits, right? Make sure you like this video. Your brain is used to having that habit. So if you just stop smoking and stop drinking, let's say, your brain is gonna be like, nigga, boy, you just stop smoking and drinking overnight? Hell nah. Give it. I'm not saying this is gonna happen to you, but if you don't have the right support, it could happen. Let's say if you drink like a 40 a day, right? And then you just stop drinking altogether. If you do that for 2 weeks, those urges are going to make you drink and catch up to all the alcohol that you missed out, because your brain is trying to balance itself back out. So you might go from only being used to drinking 140, let's say a 40 and a blunt every day, to drinking a 40 and a tall can and a blunt and a bowl every day, just to balance itself out, just to basically catch up on time and then feel good. And then who knows, you might get used to drinking that 40 in a tall can and 2 blunts a day, and then your habit is even worse. So that's why a lot of times you have to stop or start things slowly, you know. So like I said, if you haven't worked out in 3 months, don't try to work out for an hour. Do 10, 15 minutes 3 times a week. Don't overwhelm yourself, because if you shock your brain, the human being, the beautiful thing about being a human being is we are creatures of habit. So it's meant for you to be great. You just got to take advantage of that shit. But if you try to do everything on like some New Year's revolution, New Year's resolution type of shit, then that shit could backfire, and hopefully it doesn't. but there's a strong possibility. There's a because I don't know you personally, unfortunately, but there's a possibility that that could happen. I'm gonna stop jacking off, nigga. You've been jacking off twice a year. I mean, twice a day since you was 18, and you're 25. Don't just stop jacking off, cause as soon as you get that get right in you, it's over, bro. You're gonna do something you regret. But I think high functioning people are accustomed to high functioning, highly functioning, where people who are lazy are more prone to succumb to stress and do not function well under stressful, high stress environments. I mean, it depends on what you perceive as high stress. Because a lazy motherfucker, a lot of times, if you're lazy, that means you don't give a fuck about shit, right? That's my definition of lazy. So if you're in a high stress environment and you don't actually care about what's going on, then you'll be fine because that's how I used to be. But if you actually care about the amount of stress that's going, like if you're a lazy person and you have children and your children won't stop crying and they're your children, that's different. But let's say if you work in McDonald's and the ice cream machine went down and you don't even like ice cream anyway and you don't give a fuck about this goddamn job, then that's not going to stress you out. So that's subjective. I think, I mean, having being in a stressful environment for a lazy person, of course, is what keeps people lazy because you have to cope with it. You have to cope with challenge. And of course, that person is lazy because they don't deal with challenges well. So, I mean, that's pretty well said, I would say. Nah, I am eventually when I understand it, bro. I'm gonna just give you this game right here. It's something new. You know how they have IQ, which is intellectual quotient, which means it's not what a lot of people think. It's about how much your physical brain has the capability, if I'm not mistaken, your physical brain has the capability to retain and process certain types of information, not necessarily regurgitate it. And it's different types of information. So that's IQ. EQ is about understanding, which is your emotional quotient, aka your emotional intelligence, which everybody, I'm pretty sure you know what that means, since that's the hot new phrase. But that's how well you manage your own emotions and manipulate other people's emotions and understand them. And then we have something called AQ, which is your adversity quotient, which is obviously your ability to handle challenges and respond to adversity and adapt as a human being. So I'm going to talk about that more when I do more research up on that subject. Thank you, Robs. Make sure everybody likes this video, man. The more likes, the more people can see this and get enlightened and change their lives, especially when I go deeper into subjects such as this. Watch Man Abdoom, what's up, man? Freeman, what's up, man? If it's busy at work and you care, I mean, bro, if you're lazy, if you're in an environment where you care about your work, you're not gonna be lazy. But if you're in an environment where you don't care about your work, then you're not gonna be lazy. Which if this is the advice I would give to everybody, I'm glad you brought this up, bro. It's just like I think this dude's name's Donald. I forgot the nigga's name, man. He was a comedian. I think his name was Arthur or Donald something. He was cold, bro. He was from Ohio. He passed away a couple years ago. But he was saying his whole life he thought he was lazy. But he wasn't actually lazy. He just didn't care about the type of work or the environment he was in. So when he actually found something that he loved, comedy, he was walking miles and miles to be able to do his comedy, which I think that as a man or an adult, you should already have the discipline to do things that you don't want to do, or you're really not gonna be shit. Everybody's not gonna have that opportunity to do what you love, or do things that motivate you. Like I know a lot of people that like if you like a lot of people think, oh, if I have kids, I'm gonna be under that pressure and that stress, and no, stupid ass nigga, that's not gonna make you grind more because you have kids. You're a lazy bitch. That's gonna make it worse because you already don't like challenges. Just because you love your child, that doesn't mean that's gonna just put the battery in your back for you to just bust ass. you're just gonna be a bad, lazy ass parent. That's all that's gonna happen, dumbass. So until you get some discipline, don't have children, bro. But that's not gonna turn on a light bulb in your fucking balls. You're still gonna be ballless and soulless. You're still just gonna be a lazy little kid with children. Don't do that, because they're gonna be just like your lazy, stupid ass. So I'm gonna read these two comments and I'm gonna go because I just got off of work. I gotta charge my phone and I wanna drink this little Bud Light. It's calling me and I gotta wash my clothes. So Freeman said, I think people have two ages: your actual age and the one for how long you've been on your own. I had a friend who got kicked out at 15 and he always seemed a lot older than the rest of us. So basically, you're saying your biological age and your emotional age. Yeah, that's normal. The longer you had to figure things out on your own gives you more knowledge and experience than just doing things what is told. I don't agree with that, bro, because I know a lot of I know a lot of fuck ups. It's really this is the last thing I'm gonna say. It's really about your environment and who you allow to influence you. Because I know a lot of stupid ass niggas that's been on their own since they were 15, 16, 17, 18, but they're fucked up. And they've been doing their own thing. They've been homeless multiple times, came back, went to prison, went to jail. But I know of a lot of very well put together people who didn't move out until they were like 25 or 18, which is unfortunately traditional in America. But that doesn't determine if you have to keep figuring things out and you have no direction. That's what we like to call, well, that's what in the Bible it states, the blind leading the blind, my nigga. So I don't want you to have kids and kick them out at 15, like, here you go. Like, the birds could do it, nigga, you could do it. No, don't do that. Give that young man or give that if you really shouldn't let your daughter move out until she gets married to a rich nigga anyway. But give that young man or give that young woman some good information before they leave the nest. I left my mom's house when I was 18, and things didn't turn out that well. It's also, I mean, it's not. It's about the ability for people to socialize well, the environment and the people that they choose to socialize with. If you are a fucking strict ass parent and all your kid wants to hang out with is fucking methas and rock stars and shit, and you taught them well, that's no bueno. But if you actually do your job and you make sure your child got the information and you set them up to win, they're gonna win. Now, if you don't have any control over that, let's say your friends, I don't know his situation, maybe both of his parents passed away and he didn't have a choice and he didn't want to go in the system because he heard that so many people get taken advantage of in there. If he had a good head on his shoulders, then he should have been straight. But I know a lot of people, so I can't really agree with that statement, man. Yeah, I mean, the thing about I can't even say that, bro, because when I left home, when I left out my mom's crib, I always lived with somebody up until I was 28. So I lived with my grandmother and my BM up until I turned 28 when I got out of jail. But at the end of the day, I adjusted pretty nicely, you know, even up till now. I think I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm not homeless. I got all of my teeth. I got the best job I ever had in my life. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, that's real good, man. Some real good topics. Make sure you subscribe, man, because you could come on here and we could chop it up some more in the comment section. I don't know you personally, so I don't know if you're gonna be a good enough speaker to be able to entertain the people and have a conversation. Which you seem pretty cool. I got pretty judge of character, pretty good judge of character. But like I said, I have to urinate one more time, though. I gotta urinate for the people. It is what it is. It's not what it's not. It's Aaron Moses. Comment in the comment section what you want to hear me speak on again, or not again, next. Because I really just think about these video topics the last hours of my day on the phone. I mean, when I'm on the train, but yeah, man. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the bang, you the bang. We the bang together, man. Life is in the breath. I gotta call my baby mama. And if she don't answer, I don't give a fuck. Be the name. Peace. Gay.